Our team is all in for our customers by helping each other become better. When we're a better team, we help our customers at a higher level.
So I love the idea of all in. I think all in embodies many different things. I think for the accounting and finance department, we see every financial transaction that comes through this company eventually comes through the Med1 accounting and finance team. And so we have to be all in and ready to handle anything that does come through.
All in to me is giving everything that you have. This job takes a lot of passion and dedication. You know, everyone here has been affected one way or another, personally. So when that comes to mind, being all in, it's not just here, because when we're on call, we have to be by our phones. We have to be available for our customers and for those patients at all times. Rain, snow, or sunshine.
So when I think about the theme all in, one of the things that comes to mind is the dedication that a person puts into taking care of the customer. My team is unique in the sense that they have lots of different challenges and lots of different approaches to get to the customer. So one of the things that they need to be able and willing to do is to dedicate themselves to be very responsive.
When I think of someone that's all in, I think of our biomed, Zach Hubbard. He started in San Diego almost 3 years ago. He was a driver when it was just me and him and one other driver. And we've grown. We've grown to the point where we need 2 biomed now, and we promoted him to biomed because he was all in. He knows our customers, he knows the equipment, he knows all the little things that our customers need. There's examples of him teaching other guys in our office, teaching new drivers. It's staying late to learn as well from our other biomed, Kaylee, who's a great teacher. Zach will stay and get the job done when it's needed.
So Ramon Mejia embodies the all-in aspect of Med1. The reason being is because he comes in every single day to perform his work duties as great as he can. I truly believe that he's one of our best biomeds in the entire company. I strongly believe that. When I first met Ramon, I started as a driver. Ramon at the time was a cleaner and a driver as well. And he was one of the more seasoned people in the La Mirada office. And every time that I went with him with questions, he always gave me the correct answer. To this day, when I have questions in regards to a certain piece of equipment, he always has the answer. And if he doesn't know the answer, he'll get me in contact with the correct person that does.
We had a customer, this was a couple years ago, but we had a customer who sent us a text message late in the evening asking if we had some equipment. And the sales rep at the time was Jay Thorley, I believe. Instantly responded back to him and said yes, and that triggered their response back and forth via text messaging, and we ended up getting a large rental deal from these customers. So being responsive and being able to be a person that shows that you're all in is a big deal. There's a lot of people, again, like I said, that do that very well, but Jay Thorley's one that does an amazing job at that. Jay's been with the company for 6.5, almost 7 years. And I think from day one, he's somebody who has emulated, to me, a person who's all in.
I do have a wonderful team here at Med1. They know what each one of them are responsible for, and they are more than happy to make sure and get done what needs to get done that they're responsible for. It doesn't mean that we don't rely upon each other or don't need each other, but I think there's a certain amount of respect that occurs, and we aren't expecting somebody else on our team to pick that up for us. And so our team, there's a trust here. Everybody's willing to put in the time that they need to put in to get things done that need to get done for Med1 and for Med1 to flourish from a financial standpoint.
We're all in by being there on time. We're one of the top performing offices in Med1 with response times. And that's something that we take pride in. In order for us to achieve that goal, everyone has to play a part. My entire team has relationships with different people from different departments. They put in online orders, or they'll give us calls, and we know exactly who we're speaking to. And I think that gives that personal touch that may set Med1 apart. Because the type of relationship that we have and the camaraderie that we have here is special. It goes back to that we've all been affected one way or another. So when my father was in the ICU, we were waiting on a ventilator, right? And I put myself, after me being in that type of situation, along with other individuals here, we all put ourselves in those patients' shoes and those families' shoes, that they're waiting on hours on end for a piece of equipment. And we know an hour may seem like a lifetime. So in order for us to be there on time, we have to see it from that point of view, in my opinion.
Well, there's examples throughout our history, examples where employees have really been all in. There was one several years ago where the California fires were going on, and a hospital needed rental equipment, and our competitors could never get to them because the roads were blocked off. But our driver, one of our employees, went down, figured a way through the fires and whatever to get that equipment to the hospital, which I think is a great example of being all in. Larry and I have tried to say that we are all in. Otherwise, we would have gone off into the sunset 15, 20 years ago, and we would have been all in somewhere else. But we chose to be all in at Med1.
Yeah, I think the other example that has always endeared itself to me is our employees in one of the California offices. On their own, they got an order in for equipment for a sick baby, and they were very busy. And as a group, they decided sick babies shouldn't have to wait, and they developed that as their strategy, and it permeated the whole company. Is that if you've got a sick baby, you drop everything and get that delivery out there. It was very impressive to me and very touching.
So we have many different customers here in the accounting and finance area. And they definitely include all of our normal customers that we would think about hospitals and long-term care facilities and other different healthcare facilities that we are helping conduct their business on a daily basis. And another huge customer that we have that are actually our largest customers here at Med1 are our banking partners. And our banking partners are very, very important and influential in our business on a daily basis. In our area, we make sure that those payments that come in, that they get to the appropriate banks timely. We also make sure that all the documentation that they need for a transaction, that they receive that, so they will then fund our transactions so that we can conduct business.
So we have lots of different people that we communicate customer-wise, and those people vary in how they like to be communicated with. We have one particular customer who loves to be on the phone. So he's an old school guy, and to him, if he's gonna talk to somebody about anything, he doesn't want to email, he doesn't want to do anything, but he wants to have an actual phone call conversation. Whereas we also have very young people who are just new into the market, who a phone call is terrifying to them. They don't want to have anything to do with a phone call, but they will text us all day. And so we have customers that completely send us orders via text message. It's like I tell my sales reps, one of the biggest things about being all in is being responsive. Customers that feel that they are being taken care of quickly are customers who will stick with you. And so being responsive is the biggest indicator of keeping equipment. So there have been a lot of times that we have received deals strictly because we're the most responsive. I don't feel like there's been a single time that we've lost a deal when we've been responsive. A big thing that I've done with my sales group is tell them and hopefully show them being responsive is critical. It's one of those things that is a differentiator between getting a deal and not getting a deal.
All in is something that happens every day. There's no day off for that. It's a challenge, but it's the thing that I think makes us work. It's because we keep adding one team member at a time, and we grow on that, and then as we teach each other, and that trickles down to the shared knowledge that we all have. And if we're not in sync with that, it doesn't happen smoothly. And I know I can trust the guys to do exactly what they need to do because they're all in.
One of the things we were trying to accomplish with the annual meeting this year is that we want to convince and help our employees understand, and I firmly believe this, that Med1 is the best company in the United States to do business with. One of the things we want to have happen is to help our employees understand why we believe we're the best company to do business with and why we have such a strong position. And so we're going to try to educate them a little bit about our history, but about some of the nuances of why we believe we are so strong. So our theme and our approach this year is you need to be all in understanding this is the company your customers should do business with.
We have tried as a company to embrace the Med1 way, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about integrity, and we can talk about listening, we can talk about patience and service, and we can talk about all of that. But if our employees are not all in and embrace those principles, then they mean nothing. And I think Larry and I will be the first ones to admit that we are where we are today because of our employees. We recognize that, we acknowledge it. It has really nothing to do with either one of us. We have great employees, and we believe that they are all in. And so we decided that this year we wanted to emphasize being all in, which means take those principles that we have put out there and really embrace them and be all in.